see this new GM car?
No.
No driver, no steering wheel, no nothing.
I would want to have a steering wheel.
Same here.
To kind of like if something goes wrong, you got to go
Same
in
here.
manual mode.
Yeah. Oh.
Which I love. Manual mode is just driving normal.
Yeah. There is nothing.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No steering wheel whatsoever,
No.
which is fucking crazy to me. Like, I would want to have something, I think, but this is the way everything is headed. So things are going to get real crazy here coming up because there's an auto show coming up, and this Detroit auto show has been going on for years, and they, it's always been like the best of the best and like the crazy new cars, and it's like the fact that you're about to be driverless here in probably the next 20 to 30 years is creepy. I mean, you're essentially just inside a box at that point. What's the use of getting a nice car or having a nice car, or will it just change that you're essentially buying a tiny house on wheels that's just going to get you from one place to the next?
What's the use of even buying a car? Because those are going to be, it's going to be the new Uber, right? And it just like picks you up. You put in your address, it drives by itself to get you.
Maybe.
Takes you.
Yeah. Why
would you even spend the money on a car?
Yeah. I guess so. It would be at your convenience, so you could leave whenever you wanted to. But, that's, you're in a box at that point, a box on wheels, and then you're, doing work or hanging out or chatting or whatever you're doing. That's crazy. Yeah. The other thing is, it's, what's the point in buying a different car versus the other one? Like, if you're on the road, let's face it, you buy a car or a nice car to impress people or, to show some certain type of status or something like that, or else everybody would be driving the same fucking car.
Right.
So if you don't have an Escalade, if you're having a driverless car, what's the point in having an Escalade? Why not just have the basic?
They'll still be that.
You think so?
Oh, yes. They will always be that.
That I'm going to work in a nicer, pod than you are?
Yeah, there will always be that.
You think so?
I don't think you could unless everyone was made the same. Like in this futuristic thing where it's like every house is a white box and every car is a white. Unless you'd go there, then there will always be the idea of like, I want to have something that someone else envies.
Here's why I think maybe you have a chance to get rid of all that is the LA thing. When we were in LA all those years, when the Prius came out, initially the first 1 to 2 years, it was like a status thing of like, I've got the Prius. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to get. You can't get them anymore. Mm-hmm. And then over the years, everybody had a fucking Prius. So everywhere you went, there was like 50 Priuses in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
And you look at it and you're like, oh, well, if everybody has the same car and it's for the same reason, because I don't know. I'm assuming people bought it because gas was so expensive in California that everybody switched to the Prius because remember, gas prices were insane.
It was a way to show people that you are environmentally conscious and that it was also some kind of status thing. But you're right. It was like turning into like homogenized, like
everybody had one.
Yeah, it was a little weird. They were all gray.
And it got to a point because I had a Tahoe at the time, which is a big ass Tahoe. And like, I'm no lie, like people would give me dirty looks and like, I can't tell you how many people would come up to me in parking lots.
That.
Yeah. And they were like, why do you have that?
I remember that era in LA for sure. I remember that. Oh yeah. He drives like like the Hummers were like being fucking like tires slashed and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and they were like, why do you have that? And I was like, oh, I like trucks and I'm from the South. Like, yeah, this fucking car's awesome.
Because it's the car that I have.
Yeah, and it was like I'm a giant man. I don't want to sit in that fucking tiny Prius and pretend like everything's going to be all right. Because you put a guy like me. I've driven a Prius a few times. Mm-hmm. You put a guy like me driving. Whoever's sitting in the back seat, good luck. You have have 2 inches of.
I will say the first time that I drove it a really far distance, I was like, oh shit, like I get it. I think I filled up one time, and it was like $40 for like my entire trip.
My best friend used to have one. An ex used to have one. You fill up about once a month.
It's crazy
in LA.
Yeah,
if you have a normal job and traveling to. And yes, that is amazing. That is an amazing aspect of it. I have a really funny story for you though. The first time I went to drive one, I was dating somebody who had the Prius.
You dated other people before me?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just one or two. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, one or two.
This is uncomfortable.
And over. This is over now. It's our last show together, and it's all over.
Yeah.
But I went. She was gone working out or something, and I needed to take the car. And I went and I turned it on, and it doesn't make a noise.
No, it's crazy.
I sat in the Prius for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to turn it on, and it was already on. A neighbor finally came down in the garage who had a Prius, and I saw them getting into their Prius, and I was like, "Hey, so I'm new to the whole Prius thing. Can you tell me how to turn this on?" And she was like, she gets out, she was like, "Oh yeah, of course." She was like, "Is something? Is the parking brake on or something?" I was like, "No, the parking brake's not on or whatever." And she was like, she's like, "The car is on." And I was like,
"Oh my God, you dummy!"
"Oh, wait, the car is on now?" She was like, "Yeah, it doesn't make any noise. It doesn't. It's like noiseless." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Boom.
Yeah.
20 minutes sitting in the front seat of a fucking Prius in my own garage.
Yeah.
Embarrassing shit.
Super embarrassing.
But my point is this. Everybody in LA had Priuses. I don't know why that wouldn't switch to everywhere else. If you just made a couple cool brands, all you need is a few variations, I think.
Now it's like the Tesla, though.
Yeah. And everybody's getting a Tesla. Everybody's going to have a Tesla, and that's that.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange happenings. So we'll see. Go and Google this new GM car with no driver, though. It is trippy. It's also the most basic vehicle you ever see. It is, you know what? Truthfully, it looks like, just looking at it now, it looks like a Prius if they ripped out the steering wheel and radio and all that shit and rearview mirrors, because there's no mirrors on it either. You don't need mirrors.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Isn't that creepy?
Too weird.
It's
too weird for me now.
Yeah.
Need a couple more black mirrors to get on that level.
Because what's to stop people from tapping into the system and hacking into them and then just driving you off the road?
Why would they do that? What do they gain?
Well, you could kill a bunch of people. That would be the new form of terrorism, essentially. If you could hack in and just kill a bunch of Americans at random.
If they were smart enough to hack into things and do that, they would be doing it already.
They did. So in one of the first tests, they brought in a hacker and he drove this car off the road.
No, I'm saying if the terrorists that we're dealing with now that are blowing themselves up and stuff.
Right.
If they were smart enough to be hacking into stuff, they'd do it already. That's not really their strength.
But it's not up yet. We're not living in that world yet. So you take, remember that James Franco movie? With Seth Rogen about
the interview.
Yes. Look, North Korea hacked into Sony, got the movie.
Maybe North Korea could do it.
Took it, fucked up their whole shit.
They could do a lot of other things too.
That's what I'm saying. But this on a global level, if everybody's driving the same vehicle, kind of using the same mainframe, all that shit, you could just hit a button and take. Let's say it was GM, and they were the dominant force in this driverless world. Hacking a GM system, take everybody off the fucking road. I mean, it would be absolute chaos. That's
really worst case scenario.
But I think about shit like this. Yeah. That's why I would want some form of steering wheel in there.
For sure, I would. I would want some way to go manual.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
Yeah. So, creepy world.